This is Donna, and we are live in Nashville at the Muncie CPE Conference, which is Christian Product Expo. And I'm here with Nancie Carmichael, and I'm just thrilled to meet her. For those of you who remember meeting Tara Fairchild, so I absolutely loved her, and I met her at a CPA conference. So they are the publisher, so Deep River Books. You and your husband own it.
Yes.
So I was thrilled when I got to meet her because they've had some amazing authors, and I just love Tara. Waiting for the next book in the series.
I know, she's good.
I always love that. So Nancie's book is The Unexpected Power of Home, and and why we need it more than ever, which is, I think we would all agree with that.
We would. We
Yeah. But tell us a little bit about yourself and then about the book.
Well, I am a wife and a mom of 5 married kids, 14 grands, and I started this book out of selling our home rather unexpectedly. And I was walking along the river with my daughter, and a man asked if there were any homes for sale in that area, and I said, ours is, come on over. And he did, and he bought our house. He wanted it in a month.
Oh my goodness.
So it was scrambling for this home, but I began thinking about, where is home? I mean, it's a fixed place, but it's fluid, and we change, our lives change, but we always want that spot from which we confront the world and hide from the world, welcome the world. But you think about home, Donna, and it's powerful because that's where we grow people.
Yeah.
You know, little people who grow up to run the world and be in government and pastor churches and run businesses and teach school. And can you think of anything that's not more powerful than that?
Yeah.
And I think we need to revisit this concept of home that's so unique to every person, so ordinary, but so necessary.
I was thinking that sometimes we take for granted the impact our home has on those of us living in it and then those that we bring in.
Right. Yeah, it's a powerful place. And I like to say the home is where the gospel gets personal because it's really a picture, a metaphor for ourselves. And it's where the gospel gets practical. It's where we do laundry and make meals and clean and sleep and play. But it's also where the gospel can become powerful because we can welcome people in and make sacred places of prayer.
So for the book, do you consider the book to be more practical or more spiritual?
I hope it's both. I think our lives are sacred. Everything. You know, just the common, the ordinary. Making breakfast, cleaning, all these things are very practical, but they're part of life. We can't segment it and say this is holy and this is not holy. Hopefully it's all holy, even the common things, and maybe the common things are the most holy to me.
They probably give you that unexpected comfort of this is your home.
A safe place.
So you mentioned that homes can be life-changing. So kind of share that with us.
They can. And the funny thing about home is I think we just don't really think how it came to be, but how we were raised as children, our earliest home, shapes the kind of home we have now. So it's pretty amazing. Then when we marry somebody, if we do, and their homes, they were raised in a totally different way. How challenging it can be to take your concept of home, his concept of home, make your own concept of home. Because your comfort zone might be a large, noisy family, people coming and going, clutter's fine. Your husband, his concept might be a quiet place, no mess, and so you put those things together, you have to kind of work it out. What is our home going to be? And then kids, of course, come in and mess everything up. and make it fun. But
Yeah. I promise, Ray, I did not tell her anything about our home for her to give that example right there.
No, not a word.
That was very much my husband and I there, because we grew up with people just all over the place in the home.
Sure.
And so, yeah.
Sure.
So that does bring me to the topic of how to be, like hospitality and have people over, but then also like have your own solitude.
Oh, wow.
Because
Yeah.
you have a lot of introverts even.
Sure.
So kind of how do you balance that?
I know, and I really consider myself an introvert too. I mean, I love people, I do, but there's part of me, I just have to have that solitude where I can collect myself again before being with people. I think we all do need some kind of solitude, but there are people who are more introverted and don't want to have a lot of people in, and that's okay. I think sometimes we get hospitality and entertaining confused.
Yeah.
Entertaining is you're trying to produce something wonderful, a great meal, make it all perfect. We get hung up on Pinterest, My house doesn't look like that. My meal doesn't look like that. But hospitality is very spiritual, and I think it tells us throughout Scripture how important it is. It's just loving people, Donna. It's welcoming them into our space. Sometimes hospitality is as simple as just saying hello to someone. How are you? And introducing ourselves to our neighbor, or if we're with somebody else, introducing that person. How simple, but how common. What it is widening your circle for people. That's hospitality. It's come into my house. I was working on this chapter on hospitality. My doorbell rang. And I go, no, I don't want to answer the doorbell. I could see it right out my window. It was some dear Jehovah's Witnesses. I go, no, I don't want to answer the door. But it was like the Lord said, this is hospitality.
Yeah.
They came to your door. And I did open the door, and we did have a great conversation. But funny how that is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Even those little bitty things, he's there.
Even those little bitty things.
He'll let you know.
Yeah.
And one of the other things I saw is, why do I have clutter?
Oh, wow. Clutter. Because we're in a material world, and it's all about, seems like sometimes more. That's just the way we live. But we can also hang on to things. And when I had this move, I realized I had a lot of clutter. It wasn't just mine. It was my mother's-in-law, my kids who were long gone, their Letterman's jackets. It's holding on to the past. And it's kind of a comfort zone because, and if you have room for it, and if it's a comfort for you, fine. But we have to start looking at it and saying, what do we have this for? It's really keeps us, I think, sometimes from living the full life from where we are right now. And then we can't think straight. And it is such a wonderful thing to periodically just go through things and let them go.
Yeah.
And what a great picture is that of our lives as a metaphor.
Oh, that's good.
We hold on to the past. We hold on to how things should be, how it was. Oh, I love being a mom. I loved having them home for dinner, running in the door hungry. Well, they're gone. And it's different now. But we tend to hold on, and I think we need to let go to grab on to the next step for what God is calling us.
Yeah. I always say just to have space to find the thing you're really looking for.
Right, and to think,
Yeah.
just to think, and so I think clutter's some of us need more work than others. I do. Because I tend to be sentimental, and so hang on to all those things.
Oh, yeah. You remember who gave it to you.
Yeah, and I text pictures of the item to our grown kids and say, do you want this? And mostly they text back and say, no, let it go. So we did a lot of letting go.
Oh, that's good. So just in final, give us kind of your last words on what you want people to get out of it, and kind of like what your goal is in the book.
My goal is for people to take a fresh look at something that is so common to every one of us, and see the power that there is in home. And the power, Donna, is what we do with it. We all have it, but what do we do with it? This is a fabulous resource that we all have. Is it a place where we have sacred space, where we can invite the Lord in, make it, and I think it's not just, it can be a very practical, actual physical place. A place where we have our devotions, a chair, a corner of a room where we can light a candle with our prayer needs there. It's not just a spiritual figure, it's an actual physical place where we can meet with God. And if you aim at nothing, you hit it every time. So if we plan, this is where a sacred place is, a place of prayer. So I want to encourage people to see what a powerful, amazing place their home is. A place to have fun too, to celebrate and to bring people in. And if you want to, a place that's a refuge. It's unique to every person, just as our lives are.
Thank you so much.
So you are so welcome.
It's beautiful because I think we do think of our homes and we just take them for granted. Like it's just where we go after work, and
it's a crash pad.
Yeah,
but it can be more than that. And what I'm really excited about is the study guide that goes with this.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm also teaching it at my church and other places where people can really engage with the material. And my dream is for other women to really talk to each other, older women with younger women. And we learn so much from both generations. So that's my vision, have people learn from each other.
I can see that, because I can see us talking about, like, how are you using your home? What is your war room or sacred place
Exactly.
look like?
Right. How do you let go and still keep the main thing the main thing? So it's just a lot of fun. So thank you so much.
Thank you
for your time.
We thank you guys for joining us, and we will we'll have all the links to the book and to our website when we put it over on the More Than a Review website page, and give us about a couple weeks as we get caught up. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Donna. Forgot to